Rob, do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's the most magical time of the year.
What time is that, Gary?
Every year, me and you celebrate Christmas in July, and we always forget until mid-August. So now it is time for Co-Host to Co-Host presents a Christmas
in July. In August.
In August.
All right, ready to read this?
Ugly fucking Wenceslas sucked as big as dick. Yeah, bully choir. So it was all bullies and all of us sang songs that were just making fun of other people. And I hope there's a motorcycle in my stockings.
I'd settle for a tiger in my pants, you know what I'm saying? His old Exxon ad slogan.
We nailed it. You look great. You got the red colors on. That's very lovely.
You can see you're sitting in front of a beautiful fireplace and a gaily decorated Christmas tree.
Yes, I decorate and throw out a new Christmas tree every day of the year. A lot of people think this is a wasteful act, and the fires that it's caused from the dry needles has damaged most of the neighborhood, namely the power grid. But we are Americans. Yeah. We deserve to do what we want.
You know who doesn't think it's a waste? The Christmas tree farmers. They appreciate it.
Buy American. Rob, what do you like most about Christmas?
Oh, what do I like most about Christmas? I love watching a good Christmas movie. I mean, you know my family's dead, right?
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Christmas is fine. It's
I always thought
as much when your whole family's dead.
They don't visit you once a year and warn you of everything that you're doing.
Oh man, I wish they would. I could really use some guidance from beyond the grave.
I like how you could turn Christmas to make it be about you. That was the best part of what you said.
It's when like, you asked, really... what did I like about Christmas? And then my answer was personal. Yeah. What a fucking egotist.
You took away Christ's baby day and you made it about you. And that's what you do. That's just who you are.
Gary, what's your favorite part about Christmas?
Every year I bake fresh cinnamon cookies. I have a large glass of milk, and then I go to the graveyard where your families are buried and we talk about you.
What do you say?
I show them your latest album, and they available on deadandmellow.com, and they say, God, he's really still doing it, huh? And I show them some of your merch ideas, stickers to be released soon that says my to-do list that I had made without Rob's knowledge.
Wait, did you make my to-do list includes your butt stickers?
Merry Christmas in July.
Thank you.
In August. I wanted to surprise you. They're on their way. I swear to God, this is great. I'll show a picture later on the show. Aside from talking to all your dead family about you, we do a Yankee swap, and every year I read a Christmas Carol. It's my favorite story.
Me too. I love a Christmas Carol, and in fact, I actually wrote my own version of a Christmas Carol. I thought maybe we could read it together, Gary. What do you think?
It was the email you sent earlier, and I added a couple things.
Okay.
You want to read it together?
Yeah, let's read it together. Are you ready? What does any of this mean? Thought Ebenezer Scrooge. The prophecy of his late business partner, Jacob Marley, had come true. And he had, in fact, been visited by 3 ghosts. Weird ones. The first ghost showed him his past, and he was like, so what? I already knew that. Second ghost showed him a glimpse of how his beloved nephew Fred speaks of him when he's not in the room. Fred could just go cock off as far as Ebenezer cared. Some nephew, so ungrateful. The last ghost, however, who he now found himself in the company of really truly took the cake. What a fruit. He was freakishly tall with long, almost skeletal fingers. Couldn't blame a person too much for how their body is, except he complements this ectomorphic physique with a long black cloak, completely covering his face. Pretty suspect if you ask Scrooge.
This weird, lanky freak had already showed Ebb a vision of Bob Cratchit's boy, Tiny Tim, dead. At least, that's how Scrooge read the situation. This macabre beanpole refused to speak or give him any clarification when, even in an attempt to make small talk, Scrooge had asked, "So, are these the shadows of the things that will be, or are they the shadows of things that may be only?" Anyhow, the point is, Tiny Tim looked dead. But then that cripple always sort of looked dead, so it was hard to be sure.
Now, this creepy specter had Scrooge of all places in a graveyard. Nice place to spend Christmas Eve. Scrooge looked around. Pretty standard cemetery. He noticed the ghost pointing at something. Seems like this idiot was always pointing at something. What is it? Asked Scrooge, flustered. The spirit pulled his arm back towards his emaciated frame and then extended it. Scrooge's eyes followed the lead of the bony finger, leading to an open grave with a casket ripe for burying, laying beside.
"Spirit, why don't you speak? All this pointing is doing my head in. You seem to have something to say. Just say it." Again, the spirit extended his hand towards the open and waiting grave next to the small, cheap coffin.
Spirit, I think I understand. It is not my place to question how it is that you are showing me what you show me, or bringing me where you bring me, or how you know what you know. Secret, shameful things I have never shared with another human being are made clear to you. I understand now your message.
The spirit nodded his hooded head in satisfaction that Ebenezer has realized the grave he motioned towards was in fact Scrooge's own grave. Scrooge continued, "Though I've never uttered this out loud to a single living soul, you knew my secret desire. I know what I must do, spirit. You are imploring me to have sex with this poor soul's corpse."
The spirit shook his head violently back and forth while waving his arms, indicating no. But Scrooge did not see, as he was busy using the gravedigger's spade to force open the modest coffin.
The spirit of Christmas yet to come continued to wave his hand in warning as Scrooge clumsily dumped the body out of its box and onto the cold, hard earth of this late-night churchyard. The spirit emphatically pointed at the headstone next to the open grave as Scrooge crudely removed the cadaver's knickers, pried open its butt cheeks, and began frantically spitting on its rotting sphincter.
The spirit jumped up and down, waving its arms like a man possessed as Ebenezer Scrooge slowly slid his stingy penis into the rigid, stiff, lifeless anus. Great idea, spirit, Scrooge yelled as he thrust his pelvis into the vacant corpus below him, lifting his arms up to initiate a high five with the spirit of Christmas yet to come.
The spirit refused the celebratory hand slap and rather slapped both of his skeleton hands against his face in disbelief.
Scrooge reached around the body, grasping onto its decomposing, decaying pud. The festering member broke off in Scrooge's hand, and he slipped it into the pocket of his dressing gown.
"Where to next?" asked Scrooge, as he released his testicles' surplus population all over his own dead face.
As Scrooge began to have the thought, hey, this guy looks familiar, the spirit threw up his hands in defeat and collapsed into itself, becoming a bedpost. And it was Scrooge's own bedpost, for he found himself back in his own bed. Had it all been a dream, thought Scrooge, before reaching into his dressing gown pocket to discover a putrid, festering penis.
Scrooge threw open his bedroom window and looked down onto the street. "Young boy," he shouted, "what day is today?"
The dirty urchin looked up at the aged miser in disbelief. Are you kidding me? It's Christmas. What's wrong with you?
No matter, boy. You know the poulterer down the street?
I should hope so, replied the filthy youth.
Go there and buy the big turkey hanging in the window. You know the one, asked Scrooge.
The one as big as me? Croaked the tiny thug with his thick cockney tongue.
That's the one. Scrooge threw down some coins to the lad. Go fetch it for me, boy.
I shall return, screeched the adolescent in an uneducated accent and ran off down the road.
Scrooge turned away from his open window and said out loud to himself, when that boy gets back, I'm going to shove that whole turkey up his ass. But the boy would not return and instead pocketed the money because he, like everyone else in town, hated Scrooge. And plus, it was Christmas. The poulterer was obviously closed. The end. Really, all I did was add the word macabre.
Yeah. I don't speak French.
Me neither. It just sounded good. You guys ready for a Christmas special? We've got some very special guests. We've got a doctor who's going to tell us about how to have the best Christmas sex around. We've got astronauts talking about how quarantining an astronaut and the differences are being in space, being down here. And it looks like there's I'm sorry, Rob, are we getting... There's a good boy here.
Hello, Mr. Crean and Mr. Peterson.
Oh, hi.
I heard you are doing a Christmas show, and I just wanted to come on and let you know that I've been a good boy.
Okay.
I've been a good boy all year.
That's good. Well,
Why, I haven't done anything bad at all.
Oh, well, that's good to hear.
In fact, if I even think of doing a bad thing, why, I just think about something else. In fact, you might say that I'm a very good boy and that, well, I deserve everything that's coming to me.
Well, that's good to hear that you're such
Oh, up on the rooftop, click, click, click. Down through the chimney. Old Saint Nick.
Now, I've noticed you're a very calm, soothing person. You know,
why? What else would a good boy be?
That's true.
Loud, rabblesome. Oh, that's not how you would describe a good boy, would you, Mr. Peterson?
No, and please, you can call me Gary or the Gipper, whatever you prefer, young boy.
Oh,
what should we call you, boy or good boy?
Addressing an adult by their first name, that's naughty.
So,
Mr. Crean.
Oh, please, Mr. Crean was my father. You can call me the Creanster.
Creanster? What is your ideal version of a good boy?
Oh, I mean, guess, you know, to be seen and not heard, to be fastidious, friendly, courteous, kind.
Wow, you've described me to a T.
That's, I mean, it's hard to believe that you've lived this whole year not doing anything bad. Like there was nothing bad that you did this year.
Not at all. You won't get me, sir. Everything I did is on the level. Why, I've helped grandmas across the street, even when I had to go across the street first.
What?
I guess that's good. It's really nice. You know, you helping. Do you have a job?
I give money to people.
That's your job? You just give money to people? Are you a grant writer?
I give money to people that have opposing viewpoints as mine.
That's really interesting. So
like,
did you give money to bad boys?
I give money to bad boys in the hope that they'll become good boys.
So give us an example of some of the people you've given money to.
Well, I once gave money to a little boy who was throwing nickels at pigeons.
So you gave him more ammo to throw at the pigeons.
Yes, in hopes that he would use that money to go to college.
What did he do with the money?
I hope he went to college.
You didn't check to see if he didn't just continue throwing it at pigeons?
No, I ran away.
Either do you donate any money? There's a cat that just ran across the good boy. Is that bad luck that a black cat ran across a good boy?
The cat muted
The
you.
cat muted me.
Yeah, I guess it is.
I adopt every cat I see.
Every cat. you
Every
see.
cat. What if the
Yes.
cat already has a home?
I assume it will live a better life with me.
So you just take people's cats?
I take cats that are unloved and show
How-
them love.
First of all, how would you know they're unloved? And secondly,
I can
how
talk
do you
to animals.
show them love?
Yeah,
Oh.
no, anyone can talk to animals.
But I understand them because I'm a
Oh.
good boy.
That's the you should lead with that.
When you're as good as me, you develop a sort of telekinesis with non-human entities.
Well, what do
Oh,
these
okay.
cats say to you?
Hey, you look like a good boy that could show me some love. What do you say? You want to do this?
These cats talk to you like a Craigslist email.
Most of them
They're
do.
very forward.
It's
What about dogs? Do you do anything to help dogs?
I do, but I'd rather not say what it is.
You can't say that. Now you have to tell us what you do to dogs.
I cut their hair.
Okay?
So you just groom them, or
Yes, but I give them cool, popular haircuts instead of just normal haircuts that most groomers give the dogs.
Like what kind of haircuts?
like what would you do for a pug?
Braids,
Okay, and maybe a sheepdog.
ponytail.
Okay, that makes sense.
What
Keeping
kind
it.
of braids would you give a pug?
You know the predator.
Yeah. Give him dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Alien dreadlocks
Yes.
on a pug.
I didn't go to beauty school, so my stuff isn't always the best. That's why I'm a little hesitant to talk about it sometimes.
Sure. It's so good that you're here, good boy. You're very respectful.
Thank you.
You say that you donate to people that have opposing viewpoints to you. Would you donate to like the campaign that was the opposite of the campaign you supported?
Well, actually, this year I've decided I won't be supporting any candidate. I'll actually be practicing my option to abstain from voting.
What? You can't not vote. That's ridiculous. It's your civil responsibility to vote. You're a bad boy. You're a very bad boy. You have to vote. You're a bad boy if you don't vote.
My God, you're right. I am a bad boy. I guess I won't be getting that present I wanted.
What was the present that you wanted?
I wanted a really big sock that me and my whole family could live in.
Oh my God. Your whole family doesn't have a place to live.
And why do you want a sock? That's not a good option.
Why
What?
not a
How about a
house?
tent?
I just thought it would be funny.
How about a sleeping bag? Like literally, a sock is the dumbest option.
You asked for a sock because you wanted to pull a joke on your whole family living on the street.
Yes. I guess I have to just try again next year.
Well, please don't kill yourself. I would love for you to survive another
All right,
year.
I got a little heated about that voting thing. You don't have to vote. You're still a good boy.
I might still get that sock.
Maybe. I don't know.
Just the one.
Keep it going for a good boy.
I've never seen a laugh like break down like a generator. This- Jesus Christ.
Good boys do not guffaw. They merely tittle.
Oh, that's right.
I think you should practice your laugh. Gary, why don't you tell him one of your patented Gary Peterson jokes?
How many Rob Greens does it take to screw in a light bulb?
How many?
10. 1 to do it, and 9 to be like, I don't know. I mean, it's fine.
Oh, Mr. Peterson.
One more time for Good Boy. I'll send him 2 socks. That'll be on me this year. Who do I love? Hate? I can't choose. Rob,
Whether
you
you're
choose.
picking based on love or hate, that's so different.
Please welcome Laura Merli.
Ah, gee. I don't know if I'm loved or hated here. It's going to be a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we need to find out if you're a good boy or a bad boy. I don't know.
But either way, I guess I got to be a boy. I was thinking during Good Boy's set about living in a giant sock. I guess that's an improvement over living in a giant peach, which is what I wanted to live in after I read James and the Giant Peach. Whole rotting thing aside, I was like, sounds cool.
It's too juicy.
We'll eat the walls until there are no more.
You'd be constantly sticky.
Nutrition. He should have died of some sort of disease.
I can't imagine that you can remain that sticky for that long and just be fine.
How long? Like, can you keep a peach like an hour and a half tops? I've never had a peach that has survived and been okay the next day.
It rots immediately once it comes off the vine.
I don't believe that they grow on vines, but other than that, I agree with you.
Oh, where does it grow?
Trees, I think.
Oh, you know what? I think I knew peach tree, but I was imagining a tree as a vine, which, as I'm saying it out loud, is like, yes.
Yeah.
Really very different thing.
If you differentiate between a vine and a tree, you're basically fat shaming that tree.
True. Because what is the difference between an olive tree and an olive branch cart?
A branch is a part of a tree. I mean, what's the difference between an olive tree and an olive garden? I mean,
Olive Garden, you can draw on the placemats. That's what I always say. But what I plan to talk about here is Santa Claus. I come from a family that's practicing Santa Claus. My parents wanted me to experience magic, which was the magic of believing that a large old man sees you when you're sleeping. Santa Claus, he was all-knowing, like Jesus, but instead of dying for our sins, he's living to work a very long shift once per year for us. He knows if you've been bad or good, but unlike Jesus, his definition of bad probably doesn't involve masturbation, because if it did, the coal industry wouldn't need a government bailout. Just Jersey's 12-year-olds alone consuming the entire coal region. One time I asked my mom, I was like, if Santa sees me all of the time, why do I have to write a Christmas list? Doesn't he already know what I want? And she was like, just write the list. And that's when I realized I cared more about getting stuff than the truth, which I think is a beautiful moral for a capitalist Christmas story. I never liked snow, but it was especially ruined for me as a kid when I ate the salt they put on when it snows, because another kid told me it was Dippin' Dots. And surprise, it's industrial grade salt. Yeah.
Was this the blue kind?
It was white, but you could kind of understand. And I had a feeling there was something wrong with it, but I was like, I want to look cool. I'll be like, I'm down to eat them.
How was it? Did it just taste like salt, or did it taste worse than salt?
It was one of the most horrifying. I thought that it was burning a hole through my tongue. The intensity that it felt, I was like, what if I need to go to the hospital? But I'm embarrassed, so I don't want to tell anyone I ate this.
You didn't go to the hospital at all?
No, but I washed my mouth out a lot.
To me, the issue isn't that you thought it was Dippin' Dots. Is that you thought it was Dippin' Dots, knew it was on the ground, and thought, wow, still gonna have it.
Well, so, okay, here's the thing. He put it in a cup. Oh. So it wasn't like I took it from the road. I took it from the cup, but like other people around were clearly like, something's up with this, and were giggling. I should have been like, that means don't do it. But instead I was like, wait, what if I just do it and I'm the chillest one here?
I think that you were the chillest one there, because that's ridiculous to go up and I get Dippin' Dots in a cup. Hey, that sounds great. It's exciting, and then it's chemical salt. That's terrible.
I denied it later. This was at a camp. A couple weeks later, someone was like, "Hey, are you the girl that ate the salt from the road?" And I was like, "No, what?"
It was in the road. It was in a cup. was in a cup. That's an important detail.
I'm hesitant to pass judgment because as a child, I used to eat sand at the beach, and I did this so much. It wasn't a one-time thing. Not that I would just eat it. It was that I would dip my Cheez-Its in it like it was a giant dip. And I asked my dad, why didn't you stop me? Like, everybody knows that I ate sand, and he was like, you were happy.
What kind of sand was it? Because like there's muddy sand and there's really grainy rocky sand.
Wet sand near the Nantasket beach wall. That
So,
was the best.
And that didn't hurt your teeth or anything?
Apparently not.
The idea of crunching sand.
Is it really fine sand, the silty kind?
This is like oyster shit, basically, you're saying.
I guess, yeah. I think I would cut it with I would take some seawater, pour it on, so it was maneuverable as a dip, and then cheese it. And I did that from apparently age 3 to 6.
The dumb thing that I ate growing up was lead paint. Just ate.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah. Shouldn't have done
What
it.
does it taste like?
Sweet. Tastes good.
I remember peeling paint chips off of my crib and eating them, and then my sister thought it was really funny, so she would be like, he was eating paint chips again, and then I would just keep doing it because I got all this attention.
You think it was lead paint?
It was on the crib. I was
Yeah.
peeling them off. Yeah.
Lead paint looks like frosting and it tastes sweet.
I didn't know.
Sure. Yeah. It's like really messed up our society for a long time. But by the time I was growing up, most of it was gone, but I found some.
Laura,
And I ate it.
let me ask a personal question. If you
Sure.
had to bring one co-host home to meet your parents, would you rather that he ate sand as a child or lead paint throughout high school?
Why would you put yourself up for this contest?
Oh, it's tough.
Who would you rather introduce to your parents? Obviously me. Gary's a weird monster.
Well, the
I'm
thing
a
is,
little-
if I were introduced guys to my parents, you as this guy ate lead paint and this guy ate sand, I feel like I'd find something else, you know?
Like Rob's family's all dead and Gary's pretty cool.
Statistically, they both have heavy metal poisoning.
Yeah, and Gary's really good at finding Wi-Fi in his car.
What do you mean? I'm in my living room.
Oh, so true.
Yeah, Gary's not in his car at all. I like every once in a while headlights will go across your face.
Just people threatening to drive their cars into your living room.
I'd put a lot of No Lives Matter signs on my lawn, so I'm getting a lot of attention these days.
One more thing before you go. Can we just real quick, I'll be your dad.
Oh,
You're bringing home Gary for Christmas for the first time. Let's just see how that goes.
okay, cool.
Oh, Laura, welcome home.
Hey, Dad. I love how you really got in the spirit. You have the Santa Claus voice going on.
Oh, I certainly do, because it's Christmas time, Laura. It's the happiest time of the year.
Yeah, well, so my new friend, he was planning on being here right away, but he had a little issue. He's driving up in his car right now.
What was his issue?
Something with a power outage, he's he's gonna drive into the house and use our Wi-Fi, if that's okay.
Well, the more the merrier. It is Christmas after all.
Okay. Here he is. Here's Gary.
Hey.
So Gary, this is great. You're gonna love this, Dad. He eats sand as a main, as like a dip, if you will. And he brought a pile of sand for us to like dip the turkey legs in.
And I put some in your gas tank too.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why would you put sand in my gas tank? Especially if you want to eat it.
You didn't tell me I couldn't, so.
Yeah, we've never discussed that as a family rule either. So I was kind of thinking, like, let him be creative.
Laura, you say this Gary is just your friend? You're just friends?
I'm just your co-host.
The co-host of our Christmas.
Do you want to see if I can fit my fist in my mouth?
Thank you very much.
It's really cool. I love it.
I did it.
The greatest Christmas ever. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Gary. Let's all eat sand.
How did she die? You should tell me right now.
It was a terrible beat. Off the sand would kind of bring us full circle.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. When I say beach accident, a lot of people think it was a shark, but it was actually just like, one of those big construction claw things on the beach. Yeah. Life is crazy.
My mom's okay.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have some extra like mom clothes, if you want to go
Really?
through her closet.
That sounds great. Where's your toilet?
We actually just, we go in buckets while we're at the table because it's kind of rude to leave the table once you've arrived.
Tight. It's tight. If you guys want to watch a VHS of Jerry Maguire, I brought it.
Yes. See, Dad, I told you he was great. Isn't he great?
He's fine.
Hey, Dad, can I try some of your clothes? We look to be the same size, but I'm taller.
You had me at hello. Would someone end the scene?
We've learned quite a bit from Laura. Laura, any other things you would like to discuss or plug?
A new podcast called Yes and Murder that you should listen to about a series of murders at an improv theater that's fictional, but that's the thing. Thank you.
Give it up to Laura Merli.
Laura Merli, everybody.
Yes, I'm clapping for myself.
This next guy has a special thing planned.
Hi, my name is Michael Pence. You may recognize me from pushing grocery carts in front of the White House. Well, today I want to talk to you about puberty. You may be noticing that different things are happening to your body. Things are growing inside your body. And more than that, your mind is growing. Maybe it's time that you want to start experimenting, trying different things, like eating cat food. Well, I'm here to tell you, do not eat cat food. You have to wait until you're married, because that's what the good book says. Otherwise, you're gonna go to hell, and you don't want to go to hell. I heard it's not very fun there. I'm Michael Pence, and I would be the vice president, I think. And if you work hard enough, maybe one day you could be the vice president too? From my cold dead hands. My wife was gonna give me a bowl cut, but all we had were plates. Hi, I noticed you there, but I was trying to ignore you. I'm Mike Pence, but my wife calls me Michael, and my kids call me Michael too. And sometimes, when nobody's paying attention and no one's not around, even my dog will call me Michael. Anyways, today I want to talk to you about tying shoes, because it's getting times for an age where you want to tie your shoes, but you're having trouble. And maybe people are making fun of you for it. But I just want to be here to tell you, it gets better. Because what eventually will happen is people will start to feel bad for you now that you're an older man and you still don't know how to tie your shoes. And they'll tie your shoes for you. And maybe on the inside they are making fun of you and they're holding in their laughter. But guess what? Holding in laughter can be bad for you. You could get a hernia. So not only are your enemies doing your work for you, they're also hurting themselves at the same time. Mike Pence, it's get better. Sometimes it gets real loud in here, but my ears won't come off. Hi, I'm Michael Pence, and today I want to talk to you about COVID-19. As you know, I'm in charge of defeating the virus, and we're making some incredible breakthroughs. I want to tell you about a new treatment called penicillin. Now, how penicillin works is they shrink me down real small and put me in a ship, and I go inside your body. Then I find all the COVIDs and I fist fight them with these really strong arms. Look at how strong these arms are. These are the arms that you want fighting COVID-19. Talk to your doctor today about penicillin. I'm Mike Pence! Now I lay thee down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soda stream. And if I die before I wake, you can have my root beer and grape. Hi, I really am Michael Pence. And today I want to talk to you about nutrition. This is a very serious subject, so come a lot closer. Closer than that. Oh, that's close enough! Today, it's important that you learn how to do nutrition properly. People are not eating the right things. I'm hearing that people are starting to eat crayons as a meal. Folks, you cannot eat crayons as a meal, okay? You need to eat fruits and vegetables and meats and dairy, and you need to save crayons for dessert. Because crayons, as delicious as they are, if you got too much of it in your system, you can get really sick and get things like crayon gut. And the only way to fix that is with appendix replacement surgery. And that, folks, is a very long waiting list. So please, do not eat crayons as a meal, just as a snack and a dessert. And I'm Michael Pence.
Hi.
Ooh.
Is that Michael Pence there?
Hi, my name is Karen Pence.
Oh my goodness.
A lot of people want to ask me, what's it like to be married to Mike Pence? Well, I wouldn't know. I'm only his vice wife. Michael is married to America. My name is Karen Pence, and I approve this message.
Karen, thank
Karen?
you, Mrs. Vice President.
I've been working with the Vices.
The Vice Squad.
Yeah, just putting some PSAs together for them.
I love that voice.
It's a tad problematic, maybe, but
Maybe.
It says a lot about him. What do you think their Christmas plans are this year?
well, we were talking about what Mrs. Claus and they obviously they role play, and Karen, it's definitely Mrs. Claus. And she was kind of insulted what you were saying about her earlier, Laura, about her not having a role. She's third in charge of the country.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, no, that's how this is. I was on Wikipedia earlier. That's a succession.
It's the president, the vice president,
No,
Jared.
Vice isn't second. No, Vice President's not second. The Secretary of State, and then
then
wife
Jared,
of the Vice President.
then the vice
Yes,
president.
yes. You got it. You got it.
Speaker
It's
of the House.
yeah, it's sort of like the queen bee in the hive. He's got way more authority than all the drones. Mike's just a drone. He's just gathering nectar. He's just gathering political nectar and bringing it to her.
Why do the Pences wear the same outfit?
Oh, that's just like a cost-saving tactic. They go in for a lot of two-for deals.
Haircuts and outfits.
Yeah, in this economy.
Do you think the Pence squad will ever really go for it and go to president?
They're gonna form a hybrid and then run as like one candidate as president. And like, I'm not talking, old school half-ass one on the shoulders with a long coat. I'm talking like David Cronenberg, like morphed, like Karen's jaw is on Mike's forehead. And like, how would you not vote for that?
Do you think presidential elections will ever happen again?
I kind of hope not. I mean, I'm really digging what we got right now.
I can't think of one bad thing this guy has done. Not even 10 or 12 immediate things that come to mind. Obviously, this is a big week to respond to Joe Biden's announcement with Kamala Harris.
Oh, Kamala? Yeah. They're working on different poisons and Romanian curses. In regards to the whole Christmas theme, I overheard the other day they were talking about poisoning her eggnog.
Because
Why?
Kamala drinks it year round. Kamala can't get enough of the nog. She's
Love
buying
that.
up all the nog.
Gary has a
She
similar
got
thing where
that name.
Gary buys like gallons of Shamrock Shake every St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And has it in buckets in his bedroom.
Yeah, everybody in the morning like, is that a green juice? And I'm like, sure.
Kamala's name actually, it's actually a nickname. Her real name is Karen. Her nickname comes from Kamala all over my house and have some eggnog.
You think that's going to be in one of the attack ads?
Yeah, do you think they'll more on that on her being a Black Power feminazi communist? That seems to be where they're going with so far.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I'm just happy to get the word out there, you know.
What can folks do to follow what you're doing right now?
I put a lot of my stuff up on the Mark Gallagher thing on Facebook.
And have you received my friend request?
I accepted the first one. I thought all the next 10 were just spams.
Yeah, there's a lot of Gary bots out there.
Because of the
Minions, they're called.
for the
Mark
hero.
Gallagher.
And Lisa-
By the way. And Lisa, by the way.
You know, you guys got her started. She is not going to stop. You really shouldn't have gotten her going.
Instagram at Lisa Lang. Lisa. Oh, hey, Rob.
There's some of it right there, yeah.
I did. Suck my dick.
Please welcome Linda the Elf.
Hey, you know that whole this show's supposed to be an hour thing. This was the North Pole. Christmas would be late.
First and foremost, how are you, adapting to everything that's going on?
Look, it is what it is. You know, whether or not you want to believe this thing is real or not, and it's not. So we're gonna get fucking OSHA on our hands. So, we've been taking precautions here at the North Pole. Masks, obviously, gloves. But the problem is that elves got tiny hands and there's no gloves that fit them.
Mhm.
So we've taken to, wrapping dog waste bags on their hands and then curing it with like a rubber band. That tends to work pretty well.
Yeah.
I supervise and make sure everyone's following protocols. We got the big guy. He is pretty high risk for this. He's old. I don't want to fat shame him, but he's fat. He's got diabetes. It's not getting better either. 200 years ago, there wasn't the processed sugar that we got now, and it's out of control. So his blood sugar is out of control. So we keep a good distance from him. I'm his eyes and his ears on the elf floor. So
With the elf floor, is it a dangerous thing?
yeah, I told you about the mask and gloves earlier. To
Mhm.
me, like I got
Yeah.
poison mink.
Are the elves
All right,
No.
I don't give a shit.
are they able to socially
My
distance?
18 bottle. Get him at Costco. We got a Costco up here. It's good.
They get Costco's everywhere these days.
We gotta buy in bulk. They like fruit snacks, so we gotta feed them a lot of fruit snacks.
That's
Fruit
good. They're
snacks.
sweet, but they have some nutritional value too.
Granola bars, fired Walmart meat.
Like in Tiger King?
Okay, I don't wanna, make a controversy here, but you know why he looks like that?
Why is that?
He's one of our guys.
Oh,
He
that
used
makes
to
so
be
much
an elf.
sense.
He used to be an elf here.
Joe Exotic.
Sometimes they do polyamory because they're lonely and they just fuck all day here. So he left and he was like, I'm gonna be a king of tigers, and we're like, all right, okay, go be a fucking tiger king, you loser. And he did, and I wish him the best,
Yeah.
You called him a loser, and and you wish him the best. Very conflicting.
Christmas spirit. I don't hold no grudges.
Everything is going well up there. Then you guys are in mid swing and you're on point. Any new developments with like technology for you guys?
We don't want to get the elves sick, right? Because they're in such close quarters. If they get COVID, it spreads very fast. And the way that I like to deal with it, is I just go like, 16th century on these bastards. One's got them, I burn the lot. It's.
Wait, you just burn all the elves?
Yeah.
Alive?
Well, they're not going to be alive for long. Yeah.
Oh my God.
You don't even kill them before you burn them?
The COVID was going to kill them anyway.
Yeah, but not with fire. Seems like that's a pretty violent way to.
Look, their lungs suck, and the smoke is just helping it along. Okay, I got to get it out there. I can't. Do you know what a problem we would have if we were found out to have spread COVID to all the children in the world?
And that makes. I mean,
That's
in a
true.
way, I think I understand it. It makes sense. I mean, how many days without an accident have you had?
What kind of accident?
Any accident.
Any?
Okay, it's been maybe 4 days without like a fire incident. It's probably been 2.5 weeks without like one of those tiny cars.
Matchbox?
Matchboxes. They get stuck in their butts all the time, and I gotta fish them out.
How do you fish them out?
I burn them.
Oh my God.
You know, you should try just get a magnet on a string, and you just.
What? Rob, why do you have a very specific answer for this?
If we use magnets, it would ruin all the electronics in the shop.
But there's got to be a better option than burning them.
I get them out, and they go right back in. No waste. Look, what is a couple hundred deaths versus the smiles on children's faces Christmas morning? Can you buy that?
I don't know what an elf life versus a human life. I didn't know it was like a different species, Like, can you tell me more about the elf race before?
Okay, first of all, they're tiny. They live in extremely cold conditions. They got pointy fucking ears. Like, what are you talking about? Of course it's a different species.
Well, they're subhuman.
They're literally They're tinier than us. They are below us. They are subhumans.
Okay.
And they wouldn't be offended if I said that.
They wouldn't?
No. They call themselves subhumans all the time.
Do they actually say it, or do you just feel like they feel it? Have you heard them say that?
I mean, I can't understand them. They're, we don't teach them to talk.
Do they have a language at all?
Well, if they did, not anymore. So.
Wait, what do you mean not anymore? Like, they used to have a language and now they don't? Like,
They smile. It's cute,
What would you do if the elves learned to talk and said, hey, subhuman is not an okay term for us? What would you do to the elf then?
That's all they would say to me. That's top of their list. They got shit to say.
Yeah, they probably would bring up the burning
Subhuman.
first, right? Probably before the subhuman slight. They'd be like, quit burning us all.
God, you're living in Disneyland, which we make a lot of the stuff in Disneyland.
But
look, the point is that we're following protocols, we're keeping safe. We don't want to spread it to kids. We don't want more elves to get it, so we've actually hired outside contractors. We've been using UPS, FedEx, Amazon. We cut our contract with the USPS.
Wow. Your contract with the USPS?
Yeah. For political reasons.
What political reasons? You don't like? This is about mail-in ballots?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not gonna work. Come on.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
They're gonna fraud them. You know how I know? Is because that's one of the things we do up here. Is we mail out fraud ballots.
What?
Oh my God.
Workshop mails out fraud ballots?
Yeah. The administration pays us so much money. It's great.
What are some elections that you've swung?
Come on, this is voter suppression right here.
Santa's workshop does voter suppression?
Gotta change with the times.
Okay.
IBM in the 40s, you think they were just being like, oh no, we're not gonna use Jew hands to make our computers. They adapted.
Well, that seems okay. I mean, I feel like that
was their slogan for a while.
Yeah, IBM, we adapted.
No, we're not going to use Jew hands.
No, that was Volkswagen.
Oh, I forgot. You have been in charge for how long?
I mean, you're not going to ask a lady her age, are you? That's rude. Long enough that I know what your dad wanted, and
oh, all right.
What did Gary's dad want?
I can't say that.
Why can't you?
Well, it was a personal gift.
It was a personal gift my dad asked for? Did my dad get a sex toy from Santa Claus?
Well, it wasn't his to keep. It had to go back.
Wait, what?
He had to return it.
No,
He
it returned itself.
Your workshop sends out sex toys to children that then return themselves to the North
No,
Pole?
he was an adult.
Okay.
It was consensual.
My dad did believe in Santa up until his 30s.
Well, all right, so you're making toys. You're doing voter suppression. What other industries are you getting into? You're fucking your
Dad, Gary.
Wait a second. You have bad eyes? I have bad eyes? Linda, I've never met my mother.
That's because your dad gave birth to you.
What?
Linda, you juniored my dad. He gave birth like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Danny DeVito vehicle from 1994.
Yeah, that was his wish for Christmas, and Santa said, "Okay, this one time."
Just the one.
So
I'm gonna
that's
play
why
God.
Gary's never had a mother is because his father gave birth to him, a la Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Arnold Schwarzenegger Danny DeVito movie Junior.
Linda, you're my mommy? Linda, can you say you love me?
No, the connection is really bad. I gotta go.
Oh no, just like my real mother, she's gone.
Keep it going for Linda.
Linda, my mommy. That is a Christmas special, everybody. To bring us out, a Christmas song provided by Valley D.
The sun is shining and people are dying. I don't mean to be a bummer. It's Christmas in the summer. Merry Christmas, Christmas in August. Merry Christmas, this Christmas sucks. Christmas in the summer, great time to see your loved ones. Do it fast before they get a chance to catch COVID. Let's go to the beach this Christmas. Let's go outside. Let's not talk it all about Turkish femicide. Merry Christmas, Christmas in August. Merry Christmas, this Christmas sucks. Merry Christmas, temperatures are rising. Meanwhile in Belarus, there's an uprising. Merry Christmas, I don't want to make you sadder, but I don't think our president thinks Black Lives Matter. The sun is shining and people are dying. I don't mean to be a bummer. Merry Christmas this summer.
All right. Well,
Linda, you're
uh,
we did it, gang. Thank you for your patience. I mean, that's
I like that movie.